There were some powerful moments in court today. A federal judge just placed strict restrictions on immigration agents and their use of force here in Chicago. Now, before that ruling, the judge read a famous poem by Carl Sandburg. Then she took federal officials to task for use of force she said shocks the conscience and stepped on the rights of protesters. Investigative reporter Bennett Haeberle here now with the details of today's ruling by Judge Sarah Ellis. Bennett?
Yeah, Stephen, we've been talking about this case a lot, and this ruling really stems from a lawsuit filed last month by a group who alleged that the federal agents' use of force has been excessive and infringed on their constitutional rights. They are claiming victory tonight, though, after that judge's ruling that put strict guardrails on what federal agents can do and can't do when it comes to crowd control. Federal Judge Sarah Ellis began Thursday's hearing by reciting author Carl Sandburg's poem Chicago, which acknowledges the city's grit and its pride. She then pivoted to say that the federal government would have people believe instead that Chicagoland is full of violence, attacked by agitators. That simply is untrue. She added the government's evidence belies that assertion.
And tear gas.
In issuing the preliminary injunction that now bars federal agents from using tear gas or pepper balls against protesters or journalists unless there's an imminent threat, Ellis cited several examples over the past several weeks that challenged the federal government's credibility. Specifically, agents' use of force reports that reference threats. Ellis said those reports didn't match the video evidence, specifically pointing to Albany Park on October 12th, where she said agents alleged that a bike was thrown at them. Ellis said it was the agents who threw the bike before arresting those nearby. In Little Village on October 23rd, where video shows Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino throwing tear gas, he later said the use of chemicals was justified because he'd been hit by a rock. But the plaintiff's attorneys challenged that, saying Bovino later admitted it didn't occur that way. Ellis took note, saying more tellingly, Bovino admitted that he lied about whether a rock hit him before he deployed tear gas in Little Village. Videos of what happened in Little Village do not match up with the agents' descriptions. As Ellis was issuing her ruling Thursday, Bovino and agents were spotted out again in Little Village. The judge also took issue with Bovino's marks during a video deposition in which he was asked about an arrest that took place outside the ICE processing center in Broadview.
When you tackled Scott Blackburn as shown in the video marked for identification as Exhibit 8, that use of force on your part was more than exemplary?
Objective form lacks foundation.
As we talked earlier, that was not a reportable use of force.
Not a use of
placed
force.
him in under arrest. I didn't tackle him. I placed him under arrest.
Ellis said in court that the uses of force shocked the conscience and infringed on the plaintiff's constitutional rights. A court victory celebrated by the group that brought the lawsuit.
The government has this narrative that they're putting out in sign bites and on Fox News that, oh, criminality, lawlessness, riots in the street. It's just not true.
In response, the Department of Homeland Security issued a lengthy statement saying, quote, "This injunction is an extreme act by an activist judge that risks the lives and livelihoods of law enforcement officers." And that DHS statement went on to say that these so-called rioters or terrorists or others have opened fire on law enforcement, rammed their vehicles, or destroyed government vehicles in the process. DHS, by the way, says they plan to appeal this decision. Stephen?
Okay, Bennett Haeberle with us tonight. Thanks so much, Bennett.